Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, Hunts, and today we are going to be actually reacting to a video. It's My Story Animated, obviously. It has 5 million views, and it's My Parents Made Me Go to College at 13. Now, most people say that these are fake, and yeah. By the title, yeah, it was on the 16th December 2020, and haven't posted in a while. Hope you forgive me. But we are back. We're doing another reaction video. I'm doing a gaming video soon. Okay, don't worry. We're doing a gaming video soon enough. Okay. Well, it's very hard to do a gaming video on this recording thing. So, without further ado, let's just do it.
I was in the first grade when everyone first realized I was a genius. I fell asleep.
Okay, right off the bat. Every time someone says they're a genius, there's this Albert Einstein thing. Do you not see that?
I was in the first grade when everyone
just Albert with his tongue thing. Okay, every time.
First realized I was a genius. I fell asleep in class one day because I was so bored and I'd already finished my work. When my teacher saw me snoring away and drooling all over my books, all hell broke loose.
Drooling? Why do you drool? It's fine, but still.
She woke me up and yelled at me, but when she saw I was done with my work again, she went to talk to the principal.
All the kids in the background, they all look the same.
Parents were called in. I was terrified. Mom was going to kill me. As soon as she came, I rushed over to her. I had to convince her I was innocent before the principal could butt in. I started, but she glared at me like she always did when I started stuttering.
The death glares.
Was all the time. I braced myself for the worst. We were told I was being bumped up a grade because I wasn't being challenged enough.
All the kids in the background.
What's going on? Was this some new form of punishment? My parents, though, were
The dad just slides in did you see that? He just slided there was a slip and slide or something. Best daughter ever. Well, I think everyone would, you know.
They couldn't stop bragging about what an Einstein I was for skipping a grade, even though we were poor. They said my being genius more than made up for it. I felt secretly confused, but also so proud that I never bothered asking them what they meant. Either way, I loved how they were practically worshiping me. For the first time.
Now they're on an island, and now she's in heaven.
In years.
Is she on the island or heaven? Or what?
Life was great.
Desert island or heaven?
I needed to be smarter.
Oh, now she's pushing it. Oh, now they're pushing it.
Interest in my classwork. They were always at home. And always on my back.
Now they're pushing
asked me to go over everything that I learned. Why did I need to do extra work at home? Then there were all these lame juices I was suddenly drinking.
Ew,
could my parents not waste money on all this stupid stuff and just take me to McDonald's?
Yeah, take us to McDonald's, bro.
In the third grade, I got an A- on a test, and my mom thought
an A-.
She took me to a doctor.
A doctor?
Suggested that I need to drink more juice every day.
Who's doctor? What doctor? It's an A-, ma'am. She's going to die. Chill, bro. Which doctor is this? Who is this? We need to track down this doctor.
Miss, drinking milk. I spent every night crying in my room. Why couldn't I just have a normal life like other kids?
Aww.
To make matters worse, suddenly I wasn't allowed to watch TV or even hang out with friends.
Bro.
When my very best friend Brittany came over, Mom took away our toys and said, "Play chess."
What the?
All the smart kids do.
They just want to hang out, bro.
I thought she'd cry, but it got so much worse. When Mom saw she couldn't get the hang of chess, she turned to Brittany and said, "You're the dumbest kid I've ever seen.
What the?
Your parents are probably so disappointed in you." That's when Brittany started crying and ran home. She never spoke to me again. And that broke my heart. By the time I was in fourth grade, I had a sad realization. It wasn't cool to be a genius, especially one who stutters. Every time I raised my hand to answer the teacher, I heard
they're just jealous because you're smarter than them.
Then to make matters worse,
they're just
someone
jealous.
called me baby genius, and that stupid name just stuck. 6 months later, I skipped another grade and walked right into the most embarrassing situation.
What?
My parents had signed me up for the science fair.
Yeah, okay.
I did this whole thing on the
What's so
solar
embarrassing
system
about the
when I
science
realized
fair?
my booth was right next to the cutest guy.
Oh.
I smiled at him, and then suddenly I started to feel woozy, like I had no energy. Before I knew what was happening, I fell. Literally
like
just
love
fell for no reason and straight onto my science project.
No.
As if that wasn't bad enough, I took the cute guy's project down with my little styrofoam planets.
Hopefully he'll forgive
He and
her.
my parents looked like they
Oh
wanted to
no,
murder
doesn't
me.
exactly look like he'll
walked over to
forgive
where
her.
I had fallen and gave me a swift
What?
kick.
No.
I started to cry. No one helped me up. Though
What?
Mom and Dad pissed.
I swear, I was in this. If we were in the same class, I would have helped her up. Like, I wouldn't leave the girl hanging. Like, why would you do that? Why would no one help her? Is there not even a kind soul in all? Like, bruh, is there not even a kind soul that would just have the heart to help her?
The next day at school, Mr. Cute but Pretty Mean, whose project I had ruined, was busy reenacting my fall for all his friends. I tried to run past them in the corridor, but I bumped into someone and all my books fell to...
Did she actually wear the shopping bag on her head?
What a loser! I thought you only talk slow. Why do you keep bumping into everything? He called out. His friends laughed.
Chill.
Out of there, feeling crushed. I felt like the most unloved person on the planet, just because I was.
But wait, most unloved person on the planet. Smart but stutters a lot. Oh, she has stuttering thing. That's kind of sad.
And I had a speech problem. I couldn't help those things.
No, she
Just
can.
because I'm different doesn't mean I don't have feelings. I felt so lonely and unhappy. No one liked me or understood me. Not my parents or anyone at school. I'd had enough, and I just needed a break from everything.
Yeah,
I decided
I would be like that. I would be like,
school
bro.
the next morning.
I would skip school. That's risky, bro.
I could use the peace and finally read something fun. Mom didn't want to see a book in my hands unless it was related to my studies.
Harry Potter,
I skipped back home, my head still half dizzy with excitement over the mystery novel I read that day. My bubble of happiness burst the minute I saw my parents standing at the front door.
Oh
if Mom
no!
Kill, I'd be lying dead in my driveway from the glances I was
This
getting.
like Superman or something.
I told them I hadn't shown up today. Where were you all day? I was just at the library, Mom. I was actually studying. Half truth, half lie. Better than being a complete liar. What were you studying when all your books were at home? She yelled.
Oh no.
That's what you're wrong,
Oh.
Yeah, Mom. Boys love me with my thick glasses and my stutter. I wanted to say. I started crying, but it didn't melt her heart one bit. She shouted at me that if I felt things were so easy, I should skip classes.
No.
Maybe she talked to the principal about bumping me up again. And
you can't just
extra after.
Okay, look, you can't just like tell your teacher, hey, bump my child up a grade more, you know? You can't just say that.
New classes.
The principal has to approve, like.
To start preparing for SATs. I
SATs.
bumped another grade.
Bro.
And then another. Really?
Bro.
In those 2 years, I got bumped up 4 grades.
4
By the
grades?
time I was 12, I was a high school sophomore. That time
what
in my
the
life was such a blur. All I
Dude.
remember was studying and doing schoolwork. I probably only had the energy to keep up with all my work because Mom was a health nut and kept giving me lots of multivitamins. I was definitely at the top of my class. But no one even talked to me. I could hear them whispering about me, calling me a freak. No one wanted to sit next to me. Until someone did one day, and everything changed. It was after math class. I was sitting by myself in the library. Suddenly, this guy with dirty blonde hair and the bluest eyes I'd ever seen came up to me. Then he introduced himself. Hi, I'm Jason. Are you the brainiac everyone is always talking about?
He's just
I could feel my face burning.
laugh.
That was all I was ever known for.
Brainiac.
And he had just come to see the freak. Yes, I'm Allie, I managed to say, feeling my stutter was even worse than usual. Here comes the laughter. But to my surprise, he didn't even act like it was anything unusual. He just smiled and said he was in the 9th grade and that he really needed my help with math. That day after school, Jason came over, but as we were talking, my dad burst into my room saying that I couldn't close the door with a boy over. I was horrified. We were only studying. After Jason left, my parents yelled that I wasn't allowed to have boys over. I explained that it would look good on my college application to tutor someone. Hearing this, they agreed to let me tutor him. Lying to them was the only way I would be able to
like
hang
the
out with
little
Jason.
yo-yo
I continued to tutor
controller
Jason
thing
for the
lies.
following year. At school, we hung out whenever we could. Not once did he ever make fun of my stutter. He was the sweetest, and hanging out with him was exciting.
Aww.
One day, he asked if I could come to his house. It was so tough convincing my parents because they said I should focus on my SATs. When I went to his house,
She focuses enough,
took
dude.
my hand and led me down the street. "We're going to the movies," he exclaimed.
The movies.
"You deserve to have fun." I was so excited. I had never been to the movies before, as Mom and Dad never had enough money. After the movie, Jason suggested that we get dinner. But all of a sudden, I began to shake.
What?
I was feeling woozy.
Okay.
Jason asked what was
Wait,
wrong,
again?
as if I knew. My parents always said it was just stress, and there was no need
Stress.
to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I wonder why stress, bro. Stress, yeah. What she's saying to us, I wouldn't be surprised.
He offered to walk me home. When we were about a block away from home, he stopped me and looked into my eyes. "I really like you, Allie. Would you go out with me?" OMG, yes! I nodded excitedly, and he leaned in to kiss me. My first kiss! It was so incredible. I felt an entirely different kind of woozy, in a good way, but my bubble of happiness burst as soon as I stepped inside my house. My parents were pissed at something and started yelling. I had left my books at home. Oops. I caved and admitted that I had just gone out with him for fun. "You are not to see him again. He's a bad influence."
What?
My dad wagged his finger in the air. "Especially now you're so close to college. All these years of our hard work."
Our hard work? Our hard work? She's been the one working hard. You know? Like, and if you were so concentrated on her studies, yeah, like, why didn't you, huh? I don't think you would be so poor, huh?
"We spent on you," Mom added desperately. I rolled my eyes. I
Of
continued
course.
to see Jason at school and even began to skip classes so that I could spend time with him. He actually seemed to care about my feelings, something my crazy parents didn't give a damn about. But one day, we got caught. We were kissing goodbye outside the school when my mom's car screeched over to us. She literally dragged me home.
Oh.
"No wonder you didn't get an A+ on your English exam. That boy is making you dumb like him.
It's
If you
fine.
keep
It's
seeing
an
him, you'll ruin
A-.
us," they
It's
yelled at me.
fine.
I gasped. It was true that I
It's
had
one
gotten
little
an A- for the
A-.
first time in my life.
It's
Maybe
fine.
Jason was making me dumber. The next day, I marched up to him in school and said, We're over. I can't spend time with the dumbbell like you anymore. You're going to make me dumb too." He looked so confused and hurt, but I wasn't going to be weak, especially if he was making me dumb. I had to think about myself and my grades.
Chill.
He didn't talk to me again. A few months after that, I applied for college at my parents' insistence. When I was filling out the application, I noticed another piece of paper that said
Gifted student
Scholarship. But my mom snatched it away quickly.
Scholarship.
She said.
Nothing important, a
Filling
scholarship.
out my application.
Gifted
Next thing I knew,
student
I actually
scholarship.
got into college. Who needed friends or a boyfriend when you were as smart as me? But college turned out to be very unexpected. The very first day, I felt like a lost lamb.
Well,
In my first class, the professor saw me
you're
in the
probably
front
like
row
13
and
or
asked if I'd
something.
lost my way.
13,
Everyone laughed,
14.
and I felt so embarrassed. I tried to explain that I was a genius, but I felt so nervous I blurted, I'm a genie! Everyone roared with laughter, and the professor looked as though he enjoyed how nervous
It's
I
like
was.
no one even
I went
cares.
home crying that day only to find out that
Bro.
my parents weren't home. I looked around everywhere. Their rooms were a mess and everything was thrown about. I checked their closets and realized their clothes were gone. I tried calling them on their phones. No luck. What was going on? I began to panic. I had the strangest
What
thirst.
the
I stumbled over to the fridge and grabbed a
first?
bottle of
Why
juice.
didn't you have a
Immediately,
first?
I felt better. I knew what would fix me, a multivitamin. Then I began trying to call my parents again, wondering if there was any clue as to where they went. I searched the papers scattered all over the floor and saw an envelope addressed to me. I picked it up.
To
It was
Addie.
the same letter my mom had snatched from me.
What,
The
the
one that
gifted
read,
student?
Scholarship for Gifted Students. I skimmed through it and realized I had apparently been given $100,000 as a stipend to cover the cost of college. Why hadn't Mom and Dad told me? They were always complaining about being short of money. This was great. But where were they? I tried calling my aunt who lived
We all
uptown,
know what happened.
and even checked with the neighbors. No one had any idea. The next day, I skipped college and was still asking around for my parents when I came home to a for sale sign on the door. What? I ran inside and saw some strangers knocking down a wall.
Why didn't you knock down a wall?
What do you think you guys are doing in my house? I yelled at them. They looked at me and said, "Your house, kid? The last owners moved out today. They never mentioned having a kid."
What?
I demanded to know where they were. They shrugged and said they'd not seen my parents since last week. That's when they had said they were leaving town. Leaving
town?
Without me?
Chill.
In my chest, and the world became
wouldn't all of us be like,
Jason
bro?
called my name. I looked around desperately and began to hear my parents too. They were all calling me, Allie, Allie, Allie. The world spun out of control, and I fainted. When I woke up, I felt someone holding my hand. I didn't want to
we all know who it is. We all know.
Mom? Dad?
Yeah, it's Mom and Dad, right?
I had the weirdest
I think it's a doctor.
nightmare. Allie, it's me. I heard Jason's voice.
Jason.
I opened my eyes. It was
Jason.
What was he doing here?
Jason.
I looked around. I was in a hospital.
It's him.
What was I doing here? Before I could ask anything, the nurse and doctor rushed in and took tests.
What
When they
silence?
were done, I finally asked
What, did they
everyone
put a
what
piece
the
of
hell
paper of
was going
silence
on.
on her?
Finally, Jason took my hand and said the craziest thing. He said my parents had run away with my scholarship money.
$100,000?
There was no way. Then he said something even wackier. He said I had been ill for so long because they had been giving me medicines and drinks to make me smarter. Those medicines had side effects, Sally, Jason said.
Side effects, passing out, dizziness, and
they called me because I was
sickness.
the only other number you had saved on your phone.
Wow, that's sad. Bro.
Medicine, I demanded. They only ever gave me multivitamins and juices.
Wow,
You
do you have a look?
all crazy. Just call them. I yelled at everyone, but the look on their faces told me they weren't lying. A few months later, I dropped out of college and started school again. I had moved in with Jason's family for a while. The police were looking for my parents. One day, I got a phone call from them, telling me to come over to the house immediately. My parents had been trying to break in. It had been reported by one of our neighbors. Must have forgotten something more important than me, I thought bitterly as I rushed over. There they were, my parents. I ran to them yelling, and they just looked at me coolly. I demanded to know why they had done what they did. And they told me something I had never imagined I would hear. They said I wasn't their child. They said I was the daughter of a very distant relative who had made them my godparents. My real parents had promised to leave them money to look after me, but they left me nothing but a cradle. They said rather proudly that feeding me meds to make me smart was a great idea. They had made so much money from various scholarships and grants I had never even known about.
She would have been a
Someone had to pay
millionaire,
for
I
keeping
swear.
you fed, said my mom. I couldn't take any more of it. I rushed to my dad and punched him. Before he could retaliate, the police took them away. I turned to Jason and told him I was sorry for all the trouble I had put him through. I moved out that day to a shelter. A year has passed since then. I've actually shifted back a few grades because once I stopped the meds, my mind was working much slower than an average 15-year-old's. I still live at the shelter, but it's not half bad. In a few years, I'll move out. And Jason? Well, Jason helps me study now.
Plot twist.
The hugest crush on him. I wonder what he'll say if I ask him to go to the movies with me.
Look, like the ending screenshot. Anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. That was a bit weird. Okay, I mean, at least they all worked out in the end. You know, that's fine. The parents are evil. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And goodbye.